Welcome to this edition of Utah Libraries Have You Covered, coming to you from the Utah State Library Blind and Disabled Recording Studios. I'm Jeri Openshaw, along with Jason Powers at Controls. And we are so thrilled today to have Macy Lewis, a Utah grown author, to tell her story today. She's an author with her own story. Welcome, Macy.
Hey, Jeri. Thanks for having me.
No worries. This is going to be a fun interview, I can just tell. Macy, how many books have you written?
I have published so far 10.
Oh, that's a lot. Let's get a little background on Macy. How did all this happen? Tell us about you, first of all.
Sure. So I was born at 23 weeks gestation, 17 weeks early. And I weighed 1 pound, 2 ounces. And my eye condition is retinopathy of prematurity.
Wow. So you have had little or no sight all of your life.
Yes, I have. So my right eye has no vision and my left eye has about 10% central, so nothing on the periphery.
Right. But you've obviously done very well. You've graduated from college. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I went to the Utah School for the Blind from preschool until 2nd grade, and there I learned all the blind things, braille, print, how to use a cane, and then all the normal school subjects that you do. And then from 2nd grade, I mainstreamed into public school, and I went up through grade school, junior high, high school, and then to the University of Utah where I graduated. And I just did everything in braille because it was faster. I can use print if it's large enough.
Sure.
But it's really slow going. So braille was the easiest thing for me to do. And then, of course, when we hit the digital age and computers became all the rage.
Yes.
That was a lifesaver.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I had braille note takers as well, but I mean, now I just use my computer and my smartphone to do normal life, really.
So you were probably one of the first.
I had books on tape. So I had one of those big tape recorders with the tracks where you could get, was it 8 tracks?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I would get them from the library and they would come from in the cassette boxes. Or my favorite was when the books would show up in braille and there'd be those crates.
Right.
That would be delivered, and then we'd have to deliver them back, and everybody was like, what is in those? And I'm like, they're braille books from the library. What?
They are huge, and we process here at the Utah State Library probably about 2 tons of mail every day. So braille books and audio books and
that is incredible.
Large print books.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, that's so interesting to know that you've used this library, the Utah State Library, the Blind and Disabled program, for a lot of years.
Definitely. And it's amazing because I've read so many books, like my favorite authors, Charles Dickens and Mark Twain. And then other books that I couldn't get on CD or tape back in the day in the 1990s. So love what you guys do here.
Oh, thank you. We love having you as a patron for sure. What is your favorite form? Do you like braille best?
I like braille because I think I learn more when I feel it. Mm-hmm. But I also have loved the audiobooks because I can read so much.
Right.
And
a shout out to Bard.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Definitely. And I also like Bookshare as well.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's an online website where you can go on and you can get books pretty much it's all audio. So you can get them for like the Victor Stream or other players, I think.
Right. There's so much adaptive technology now.
Right?
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing back when I was in school. We just had the braille books or the library, and I was so grateful for the library because I can even remember in elementary school when they couldn't maybe not get braille books in braille from here, but you guys always had them on tape.
Right.
So I've been a patron since I was a child.
Very good. We love to hear that. And you still come down here.
I do. Yep. On occasion, yes.
Yep. You're here today and we're very glad. So what did you graduate in? You went to the University of Utah.
Yeah, I was originally going to go to law school, but that never happened, and I ended up getting a history degree. I was going to get the history degree regardless of when I went to law school, and I've just been a history buff my whole life, and I thought, law would go really well, but the economy tanked, and so I thought, let's not do that. Let's just keep doing the history. And then in the meantime, I'd always had this creative writing love in me as well, just throughout school. If there was ever an assignment to write stories or poems, what have you, I was all in. And so I just had tons of ideas my freshman year of college, and I wrote them down. And then I was also working on a book that I ended up trying to publish in college, but the publisher didn't take it. And I was really grateful because it was just not something that when I read back, I'm just like, oh, you didn't know what you were doing. Who tried? But
well, we all have to start somewhere.
Exactly. And I just had a really encouraging friend who said, hey, try and get that published. And I was like, girl, that's crazy. But I did.
Good.
And so I had all these ideas, and when I graduated, I just thought, man, if I could turn one of these into a book, that would be cool. But, when you graduate, you have to start thinking about life. And so I was like, what should I do? And I ended up serving a church service mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And there I happened to meet my writing mentor. Her name was Tracy McDonald. And she is a blind author herself. I should say was, because she passed away, but a couple years ago. But she, I was doing a project where I was collecting oral histories and records from blind church members internationally, and she heard about the project and reached out to me, and she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, what? I never heard of that many blind authors, let alone known of one in Utah. So I reached out to her and interviewed her, and then I said, can we keep in touch? And she was like, sure. So we kept in touch, and I just kept working on this manuscript that I had started to work on while I was doing that project. And I reached out to her when I was done with it, and I sent her the first 10 pages because I said, would you take a look? And she was like, sure. And so when she was done looking, she was like, well, it's okay. And I knew it was only okay.
And which book was that?
This actually was Fevered Hearts that you have.
Okay.
And so she said, is there any particular part of this really long book that you've written that you think is good? And I said, well, there's a couple of pages in there. It's way in the middle about this service trip, and I only just did a little blip about it. But she goes, why don't you write a whole new book about it? And I was like, what? How do I take 3 pages and turn it into a full novel? I don't know what I'm doing. And she said, well, I'll help you. And so she mentored me for the next 6 months, and it was just back and forth with emails and phone calls. She'd tell me, okay, write dialogue, and then I would send it back to her via email, and then we would talk it over in emails or the phone, and she would just tell me, okay, this is how you need to rewrite it, or these are the rules of why we write it this way. And in 6 months, we had a whole new book, which, like I said, is Fevered Hearts.
Terrific. How long did it take for you to get it published?
From when it was finished to publication, oh gosh, I think probably a year. But from the very first book that I actually wrote of it, probably it would have been 4 years, I think. So it just kind of depends on the novels.
Yes, indeed.
It could be a year or two, or 4 or 5 years, just depending on how.
So you have 10 books. Let's just list them all.
Sure. So I've got the Hidden Hearts series, which is a trilogy, and that's comprised of book 1 is Fevered Hearts, book 2 is Imprisoned Hearts, and book 3 is Shattered Hearts.
Romance.
And then I have Weathering the Storm, which I co-wrote with Jim King. That's a standalone novel. And then I've got The Hindsight of Faith that I wrote with J. Creighton Smith, and that's a
nice.
novella. So it's pretty short. And then I've got Infinite Intelligence. And then I have, it's a short story called Christmas.
I'll tell you.
Tell me what it's called.
Christmas Across Time.
Christmas Across Time, yeah.
Mystic Publishers. That's cool.
That's right, yeah.
And that's a good time of year.
Yes. Yeah, so it's called Christmas in the Sky, and it's an anthology called Christmas Across Time, volume 4?
3. Terrific.
I'm losing my mind.
Oh,
all of those books that I previously mentioned are for adults.
Right.
And then I have kids' books. So it's two complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Before we talk about the kids' books, so it's romance. What are the genres of the others?
They are all pretty much, my main genres are romantic suspense.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily the romance that, I mean, I love a good romance book, let's be honest. But I also like to, my main goal is to tell the audience about a topic. So, for an example, Fevered Hearts is about the Ebola epidemic and the Ebola virus. And I thought that was really cool to learn about. Shattered Hearts is about a neurological disease that is real that I saw. And I was like, let's write a story about that.
Oh, wow.
Weathering the Storm is about weather control. Infinite Intelligence, that is the most recent release back in June of this year. That is about artificial intelligence that I really felt was really relevant to today's time.
Sure. I'm interested in Weathering the Storm. In fact, we will record these books and they will be available. So, but before that happens, I'm going to borrow Weathering the Storm.
Awesome.
Okay, the
I
kids'
hope you
books.
like it.
Yes. It sounds like a good one. Kids' books. We have, it looks like about 3 here.
Yeah. So we have Nigel and the Festival of Flames, and that is for young readers, so probably anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5. It rhymes, and that's about Nigel the dragon, who is a smaller dragon than the other dragons, and he's competing in the Dragon Olympics, and he has to learn that he can do everything else that the larger dragons can. And then we have Octi Octopus and the Ocean Adventure.
Octi the Octopus.
And we have Nina Nebula and the Space Adventure.
That looks so fun.
And then Gia Giraffe and the Zoo Adventure. Yep. As you can tell, I love alliterations. I love it when things just kind of are similar sounding.
Yep. I'm right there with you. It's always fun. So, are you in the middle of another?
Yeah, I have the second book of Nigel the Dragon's series is with my editor. It's going to be called Nigel and the Feast of Flames, and that's going to focus on food allergies. So my editor's having a really fun time trying to rhyme lots of, big words like auto-injector. What do you rhyme with auto-injector? Protector?
Oh, yeah. Reflector. Yeah, that's
so I told her, I
limited.
was like, have fun with that.
Yeah.
So she's having a ball with that. And then I have an anthology that is with another editor that is probably for adults again. We'll see what she comes up with. There are 5 shorter stories that have a magical object in them that just the object helps you learn that you don't need magic to help you be great. You're just great how you are. I
think you're great. I'm so impressed that the obstacles just don't get in your way.
I try not to. We all have our bad days, but
of course.
I just am like, you know what? This is what I've been given, and I'm going to make the best of it, the best I can.
Good for you. Applause all the way around, and all the books. My goodness. So, what is your advice for folks in your situation?
I think that just try to have the best attitude you can with the circumstances that you're in. They're not the greatest. They're not fun. Let's be honest. Life could be a lot easier if we could see. And I hate to just say the blind, because I know that there's so many other disabilities that I can't quite mention, but just try and make the best of it. And it's hard, but I think you can find joy even in this crazy world, you just have to look for it in the little things.
Exactly. Thanks for that advice. So with President Obama, I want to hear that story. I don't even know how to introduce it.
That's going way back. I think it was in 2009. I think.
Yeah.
So there's an organization, national organization called the National Federation of the Blind, and they were doing a contest where you could win a Louis the Braille commemorative coin. And I happened to get that email, and I just thought, ooh,
I want
a prize. I want the coin. So in all honesty, I wrote a letter to President Obama and explained to him what Braille has meant to me throughout my life.
Now, did you Braille it and send it to him?
No, they had us send it to them in Microsoft Word, and then they edited it.
Yeah.
And then they put all the winners into a big book. And I think there were winners from all the 50 states, plus I think DC and Puerto Rico, I think.
Good for you.
And I happened to just, I guess, inspire the judges enough that I won the coin. So that made me happy.
You obviously have a gift for writing.
I try. I would, honestly, you guys, I would be nothing without my editors, because they are the ones who take all of my writings and are like, let's move this over here and change these words around, and they make me sound so much better than what I send them. So I am so grateful for my editors, and then all the illustrators who, I'm grateful for the illustrators and my cover designers who, I'll just tell them, hey, this is what the book is about.
Sure.
Or all the children's books, I have all the illustrators do the covers.
And they're adorable.
Yes. So I'll send them the text of the book so they can get an idea of what the story is, obviously. And then they just do their thing and I stay out of it. I don't know, because my perception of things is completely different from everyone else's, how you guys actually see it.
Right.
And so I don't know what things look like. So I'm just like, you know what, you guys have, this is maybe what I want things to look like. Like I knew Nigel, I wanted him to be blue, like the sky. I don't know why.
He's blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just how I thought of him. And I was just like, everything else, have fun with it. And my illustrator was like, I've got you. So it's really nice. I've been really grateful to meet a lot of people who've helped, and I would be remiss if I didn't, recognize all of them and for how they help, because I couldn't do it without the team.
We're always better as a team.
And I just remembered I have a couple of other books coming out with one of your colleagues, actually.
Oh, who's that?
Adam Rushforth.
Sure.
And he has a card game called Don't Break the Budget, and you can get it from the website's don'tbreakthebudget.com. And it's a card game that you can get it in print or Braille, just let him know. And it teaches you about financial literacy.
Perfect.
And he had seen me speak at the Utah Council for the Blind conference in 2024.
Right.
And he had said, hey, can you help me with a couple of ideas for some books I have? And I was like, sure. So we have created 2 workbooks that coincide with Don't Break the Budget, the card game. And the card game is featured in the workbooks.
Oh, nice.
And so the first one is it's called, oh my goodness. It's literally slipped my mind. I can't remember, but it's about, I can't remember the name. But if you follow me on social media, you'll see all the posts there, or look on Amazon, and you'll just follow my author page, and you'll see it there when I link it.
Sure.
But
so Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. Facebook and X.com.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Facebook and X.
Okay.
But pretty much, if you just Google my name, you can find everything there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does come up. I tried.
Yes. And so, but we have 2 workbooks. The first one is for, he thinks probably 2nd to 5th grade. And that's about a little turtle named Bucket. And he is wanting to put a hot tub in his pond. And so he has to learn how to budget to do that. And that hopefully will be coming out. Yes, that hopefully will be coming out next month in December.
Very good.
And then we have another one from, I think he said 6th grade up until high school. And that one is about a girl named Emma, and she has 2 friends, and they have to budget, learn how to budget for things that they want. Like she wants a smartphone, her friend wants a skateboard, and the other one wants a new camera. And so it just kind of takes you through the vocabulary. Both books take you through the vocabulary, and they have activities like word searches and crossword puzzles, and the younger one has coloring that you can do that helps you learn how to budget properly.
Never too early to learn financial literacy.
I agree.
Yep. It should be taught in kindergarten.
Right? I still remember how they taught us at the School for the Blind how to feel the difference between pennies, quarters, dimes, and nickels.
Right.
With the ridges, and then playing store and learning how to do
terrific
math in your head and make change. And I think with all the digital things, kids might not be as familiar with that. I still remember cursive. I learned how to write my name in cursive.
Yeah,
yes.
It's kind of a thing of the past.
I know. People are like, what?
What?
I can't read cursive at all, but I can sign my name in cursive. So
that's important. You have to have a signature.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's great. So more books coming out. Keep your eyes open for what Macy Lewis has to offer, because she's got a lot, and there's a lot in that head of yours. You're very prolific. You're a very prolific
so
author.
many ideas. Thank you.
That's great.
People are like, don't you get tired? Like, don't you get lonesome when you're alone? And I'm like, I have so many ideas in my head. I am just fine. I'm not alone at all.
They keep me company.
Exactly.
At all times.
Yes.
Well, Macy Lewis, Utah author, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will keep our eye out for your books, and maybe we'll have you come back and you can spotlight your new ones.
I would love to come back, and thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We're coming to you from the Utah State Library, which is a division of the Department of Cultural and Community Engagement. Services offered through the Utah State Library include library services for the blind and disabled, the Bookmobile program, Book Buzz for book groups, Utah's online library with useful databases, and Libby for audiobook checkouts, and so much more. Check out all the services at library.utah.gov. That's library.utah.gov.